Since the start of Occupy Wall Street, J.P. Morgan Chase has contributed millions of dollars.
$4 million.
4-point-something million dollars, I think, to the New York Police Department, showing two things. One, they're scared.
Lovely.
And two, they're not hurting for cash.
No, they can just kick
come on.
money in
Everybody
left or right.
knows that. But you know what's interesting? When I was down there, I did start getting angry because the cops are trying to intimidate people.
Yeah, but you cannot let that work. They want to riot. The reason
yeah.
they want to riot, and I was trying to emphasize this in Los Angeles, I was telling everybody, Dylan and I spoke there to a group, and I told them.
You guys spoke at Pershing Square?
No, yeah, we spoke there. We did a.
How can I get booked for that?
We're going Saturday. Come with us.
What does it pay?
In a good night's sleep, there's no price.
You know, this was the embarrassing thing for me, is that I had been saying, I want to be involved, and I wasn't going anywhere. And then I could get stage time?
Right.
I'm on a train, I'm going downtown.
The thing is, though,
Wait, let me get back to this.
I just want to tell you one quick thing about this. To save money, because they have Occupation Salem, Occupation Seattle, to save money, it's all being booked out of a central office in New York. If you want to speak.
Buzzy Lazar.
I'm sorry.
It's a Yoder gig. No, but here's the thing. Anytime your opponent wants you to do something, you have to do the opposite of what they want. Otherwise, you gave them what they want. If they want violence, you must, no matter how you feel, it isn't about you. It isn't about how you feel. It is not about you. And if they know that you're going to feel a certain emotion, they're going to find that button and push it. Because a riot comes to an end and everyone goes home. An occupation lasts forever. They want you to riot so you'll look bad. Also, the world no longer has your back when you riot. They all suddenly turn and hate you. They want the world to hate you. Right now, they love you. You will lose all credit if you give them.
I totally agree with you.
And they're going to send in a lot of new shoes. And new shoes are the guys that are the agent provocateurs that, but remember in the 60s, always look at the shoes, we called them new shoes. And so look for the new shoes. It's a guy that looks like he just doesn't belong in your group and he's going to start making trouble. And they generally wear a mask. And anyone doing this, and here is the rule, no violence towards anyone outside. I don't care how you take care of this guy internally.
Okay, let me
get him out of here. Yank that mask off. Photograph him. If you can get his wallet out and get his ID, get that too. I don't care what you do with this guy. But they are your worst enemy, and they are sent on the inside to stir up trouble and make you all look bad. They are a disease. Surround them like antibodies.
So you're saying, when you say new shoes, you're saying that they're sending in
we don't know
fake
that.
No, it is a common tactic.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
every time. Is it happening, you think, already?
It's already happening, yeah.
Yeah.
They're infiltrating.
But they're just waiting for their moment. But I'm saying catch them, boot them out, take as many of you as it takes to get them out.
That what happened was the military, that there were industrialists who don't send their own kids to fight in World War I or World War II in the 30s who thought they could co-opt this guy Butler.
Smedley Butler.
And he was a World War I hero. He was the most respected general. He spoke at the bonus march when the soldiers are trying to collect their bonus from Herbert Hoover.
One of those guys.
And they, he stayed with them, and they were crying on his shoulder, and he had the love of his men. And the industrialists try to co-opt him and say,
So
and he
what are
said
you
no.
saying?
I'm
What are you
saying
saying?
that there are still institutions in our country, even the Army, despite Petraeus, despite Colin Powell. There are still people within our police force and our Army who know right from wrong.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
when you look at the video of Tony Baloney pepper spraying those women, if you look at the other cops...
They all go going, what the hell did he just do? He's disgracing all of us. And that's why I think he's getting his in a way. We'll never hear about it.
But then there was pepper spraying.
Something's going down.
He's being
But
covered
Rick,
for.
there were pepper spraying tonight again, people.
I guess they sent a new batch. Look, they're not going to stop trying this. They're not going to stop trying to start a riot. Once you know that, nothing makes them angrier. Nothing pisses them off worse than you not giving them what they want. And not giving them what they want means you got to get a lid. You got to grow up and get a lid on your own emotions to the point where when they want, like someone goes, you want to fight? Okay, bring it on. Okay, you don't belong up front. You got to go way in back and just dole out coffee and food because up in the front line we need people that won't take the bait. You cannot take that bait.
Yeah,
you
we
will
need
give your
nonviolence
enemy everything they want in one shot if you start a riot.
Make
you will
love
have
to the police.
utterly,
I understand.
Make
utterly
love to the police.
blown
I
it.
understand. Yeah.
Make love to the police. What you want to do is co-opt the police, bring them into the movement.
Yeah, it's not even co-opting. It's making them wake up to realize your union is only being momentarily spared.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that you are clearly next.
They need
once private forces come in.
They're getting rid of fire. That's right.
Blackwater.
That's right.
And the whole thing is you're supposed to not be good at stopping the riots, so they have to bring in Blackwater. Then they ditch you and put you on the other side.
Right.
A lot of stuff is
where did they get Pinkertons in this day and age?
Yeah,
a lot of this stuff
Explain who the Pinkertons were.
The Pinkertons were the private forces that were used to put down the mining strikes.
Blackwater the day?
Yeah,
they were the goons, basically.
Yeah.
So they'd ride up on horses with sticks and
they
beat
were
everything.
Also detectives. The Pinkertons were detectives and security guards, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they were a private company.
Yeah. They were like
hired by people with money.
Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Paul, in fact, did a gig with the Pinkertons back in...
This could get...
I actually played a guy named William Burns, who was the head of the Burns Detective Agency, but this was back in the turn of the century. There was a TV movie for television called Murder of Mary Fagan, and this guy was the guy who would be called in by the railroad because people were blowing up the bridges when they were trying to strike against the... and he was like the Sherlock Holmes of America back in 1910 or 1920. And he was good because he would dress in the clothes like the people he was interviewing, and he was able to get them to talk. I had to see him hung around a pig pen with a farmer trying to find out.
But, Rick, do you think this could get ugly?
Not
Because of the rich.
It's already ugly.
People...
It could go stupid if we act equally as ugly back. Just keep remembering, the one thing you fight with is not giving them their objective. Their objective is a riot. Go to any length to not give them that.
Martin Luther King,
just observe
Mandela, and Gandhi.
Yeah, they all watch how that technique, that's why those guys get whacked, is because they don't want you to know that this is the tactic that destroys your enemy, is the world will come to hate them and they will start to cut them off and they die from starvation once the world cuts them off. Or the world will march in and stomp them out like a cigarette. But it isn't up to you to do. It is get the world on your side, and that's where the strike happens.
I understand.